Good evening, lovely spirits. It's the wise servant here, Mr. Solace. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I always reference the spirit in servitude. So I refer to y'all as spirits, and I refer to myself as the servant. And it's a very deep thing, because these two aspects of life are truly being neglected. But I don't want to beat y'all spirits up more than it already is. So what I want to discuss in this video today is marijuana. You know, weed, reefers, OG, sour, those things. The trees. I wanted to discuss marijuana because one of my viewers asked me if smoking marijuana was good. Now, it's a deep thing. I don't know why anyone would ask something like that. Doing drugs is never good. I don't know. It's a deep thing. But it's an interesting thing, because in my earlier videos, I would smoke every now and then in my videos. And it's a deep thing because we influence one another. And it's deep. But you got to pay attention to the things you do, because you never know how popular you may become later. And the things you did when you were unpopular may be adopted. So it's a deep thing. But I want to get into this video explaining to the brother that smoking weed is not good. Now, the first thing I need y'all to understand is this. When you're dealing with life in society the way we live today, in the system, being as though they know you're going to die, things can be healthy, they can be labeled unhealthy. It really doesn't matter, because you're going to die anyway. So this is why I know y'all wonder, like, damn, why they put so much toxic things in everything? Well, because you're going to die anyway. So when you kind of truly grasp that point, we like to lie to ourselves. But you see, it don't matter how healthy a person is, they're going to die still. So once they realize that, so then they don't care what they put in your food, and if they give you cigarettes or this thing or that thing or whatever. Things will be deemed healthy or unhealthy according to business. So it's a deep thing. Being as though weed is about to be legalized now, you have all types of doctors and different commercials that portray weed to be healthy, and you can use it for this illness or that illness. But if you go back 40, 50 years, they said weed was like the gateway drug to a worse drug. So it's a deep thing. But back then, weed was illegal. So they say anything against weed to interfere with the drug dealers. But now that the government is the drug dealers of weed, now weed is healthy. It's good for your sickness, and it's about to be in stores. We need y'all to come buy this. So it's a whole different effect. It's just like alcohol. Alcohol was the worst thing in life before the Prohibition, or during the Prohibition era. It was the worst thing. But as soon as they had stores and it was a government thing, then, alcohol was good for you, man. There was a point in time where alcohol was labeled good for you. It was good for colds, all types of things. So society is sick. I say that just to make that point. Society is sick, young man. And don't get lost. I know you may see commercials where they say weed is good, and this doctor may have said weed is good, and I know you like doctors are. Doctors are good people. No, they're not. This is hell. Doctors need to get their money. They drug dealers. So y'all just have to grasp. If weed is for sale and it's legal, well then doctors is going to tell you that it's healthy. Why? Because you're going to die anyway, so they not wrong. If they tell you it's healthy and you're going to die anyway, you grasp? They say, oh, it's healthy. You eat that, you're going to die anyway. They tell you this is unhealthy, this is healthy, and none of this matters. They say these things for sales purposes because they know in the end you're going to die anyway, so it really don't matter. So you could drink this ammonia. Because when we drink alcohol and all, it ain't shit, damn near drinking rubbing alcohol. So it's a deep thing, and now they know that ain't healthy. They know people get liver disease and all types of things from alcohol, but they like you gonna die anyway, so what does it matter? We gotta get this money, baby. So this is how life works now. And it works like that because everyone goes with it. So you see how y'all how the life is so biased? You can't trust the soul in hell. This is how you know this is hell. Because you can't trust the soul. And you know that. It don't matter how much you try to front and be like, man, I'm down with my day ones and me and my dudes is, man, y'all know. You can't trust the goddamn soul. You can barely trust your own goddamn parents. And y'all know this. Everybody. Even parents got parents and they in their mind like, yeah, I can't trust my goddamn. It's deep. Like, it's a deep thing y'all gotta grasp. But marijuana is not healthy. It's not good for you. In fact, no physical thing that y'all indulge in is good for y'all because y'all are greedy. So it's a deep thing. A man could sustain himself off of one meal per day. He could ration that one meal out throughout the day and sustain himself for as long as anybody. But a man doesn't. See, a man eats every time he feels hunger pains. He ignores that that's life. So it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. Once a man indulges in the physical, whether it's marijuana, food, clothing, whatever physical thing a man indulges in, he will get carried away. Point blank, period. All men need to do is eat to sustain themselves. That's the only purpose. But men have cravings and they have taste for certain, so they don't even care that it's life no more. They got a taste. Instead, I got a taste for that living life, so it's going to die because I'm going to eat it. And y'all greedy, and it's like, I ate breakfast, but I need lunch. Yeah, I know that's living life, but who cares? And I need dinner too, and I need a late night snack. And you get my drift? And so is the same with marijuana. A man's not going to just take a couple of hits and relax himself. No. Man got to smoke the whole blunt. Till he gets to the point where he like, I don't want to share it. Get away. You get my drift? To the point where he's just smoking all day. To the point where a man has no ambitions and he's just stuck. So you have to grasp. I'm not saying the physical things are bad, but you are. So whatever you indulge in, you just... This is what I mean by the morality is gone. People, once they get a taste, they just get lost and addicted. To the point where they like, nah, I need this. So the way y'all say, man, I ain't addicted to food, I gotta eat food. That's how the dope head feel. He ain't addicted to dope. He not addicted to that horse, baby. You know, smack. He ain't addicted to that. He needs that. Y'all got it wrong. It's cold-blooded. The nigga that's fat, excuse my language. The brother that's fat and obese, he need that food. He can go 18 days. It's deep because a fat person will die of starvation faster than a skinny person. It's deep. People don't die because they ain't eating food. People die because they be stressed out that they can't eat food. So when you hungry, it ain't the hunger that's bothering you. It's the fact that you greedy. So you like, I want some food. You dig? So you stressing over it. This is what make people get skinny and then they start looking sick. But in all reality, if you was at peace and you like, I'm cool, I'm used to not eating, I don't care about eating, then you would just always look the same way. So if I starve myself, I probably would just stay looking like this. You wouldn't know I starved myself because I'm not stressing over the food. I'm not really addicted to food. Food don't really matter to me. I'm not. It's deep. When your knowledge get to a certain level, you know, it's certain things you just can't ignore. And it's deep. You know, eating just makes me sick. But I eat. Sometimes I eat once a day. Sometimes I might eat 3 times a day. But most of the time, I just eat 1 time a day. And it's a deep thing, man. We ain't got no morality. It's deep. It's deep. But one day, men will start to begin to get feasted on by some other form of life that's higher up on the tree of life. And maybe that'll help men grasp. Because men seem to act like they don't understand things when it ain't them. So it's like black people, they get shot by cops and white people. So then black people said, man, we need gun control laws because this is getting crazy. White people said, no, we don't need no goddamn gun control laws. Black people ain't getting shot that much. Then when the white people start to get shot, like Las Vegas, oh, now we need gun control laws. See, you see how that works? So this is how y'all are. It's a deep thing. Every time a black person gets shot, a whole bunch of white people die. People don't grasp this. Black man gets shot, they could drive his van down the bridge in London and just kill a whole bunch. This is deep, cold-blooded. But the life balances itself out. Y'all just don't pay attention to the get back. You ain't always got to do nothing. You just chill. The get back is cold-blooded. Oh, baby, it's so cold-blooded. Now, before I end this video, I want to be clear. Everything in the life has a purpose. So when you're dealing with marijuana or any drug that's a hallucinogen, you have to grasp. Those are spiritual drugs. Now, the reason I say they're spiritual drugs is because they chemically react with your spirit, not necessarily your body. So when you smoke marijuana, marijuana has THC in it, and this can cause the hallucinogen effect, the hallucinating effect. But it's not that much. So most people don't smoke marijuana and start hallucinating. They may just start to daydream, or what a smoker would just call zoning off, zoning out. I was zoned out, and you know. And then other drugs, they have a stronger hallucinogen quality to it. So it's a deep thing, but those are spiritual drugs. Any drug that's in a hallucinogen, it's a spiritual drug. Now, you have certain drugs that react to the body, and they don't necessarily react on the spirit. Like alcohol, this is a spiritual drug or chemical. Because I don't even want to say alcohol's a drug. It's more of a chemical. But it reacts on the spirit, the conscious. Like, this is what I mean by the spirit. It reacts on the spirit. Cocaine more reacts on the body. It make a person feel strong and pumped up, and you know, so certain drugs, they react on the body. Other drugs, they react on the spirit or the conscious of a person. In the past, these drugs, when you used them, you were monitored by a high priest or a shaman or something of this nature. And you know, they used these drugs to tap in to what we would call the other side. So you got, like Shorty Low said, it must be two sides. It's a deep thing. In daytime, you got nighttime, you got life, you got death, you got sleep and dream, you got awake and conscious, so you got to grasp. There's two sides. So they felt the spiritual drugs, which were the hallucinogens, they felt as if those would tap you into the spiritual aspect of the duality. And it's a deep thing because it does in a sense, you know. If a person smokes drugs or something and they start to see things that no one else could see, in today's times we just say they're tweaked out, they're bugging out. But in ancient times they wouldn't look at it as they tweaked out or they're bugging out because they're not tweaking out or bugging out. They took something. So like if you mix one chemical with another chemical and something happens, you can't be like, oh, that's bugging out. No, that's how that works. And this chemical affects this thing because life is chemistry. Everything has an effect when you mix it together. Not everything, but most things, if they're mixed, there's some type of chemical reaction. So it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. If a person's on drugs and they begin to hallucinate, you can't really say that that's not real what they're seeing because they took a real drug and then, so they ain't just seeing that for no reason. You get my drift? If I give you something or do something to you and then you start seeing stuff, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm just bugging. But drugs is common in today's times. So you see what happens when you get business and drugs and things like this become business. Then people get high. They ain't got no high priest or shaman around. They just getting high socially. They don't know they messing with the spirits when they do this. Or the other side when they do this. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. Now, the other side and all of that, that's y'all talk. I'm just talking y'all language. In all reality, you have the duality. But there's no other side. There's unphysical things living in the physical reality with us. So like air is not physical, but it is. But it's just the atoms of it is just too small, so to say. Or the molecules or whatever. It's too small for us to visually see, but something small enough could probably see air physically. So this is my point. In the physical, you have the unphysical and the physical, and they live together. In there, it's like night and day. They're both in the 24-hour, they're both in the day. Darkness and light is both in the day, but they're both on their sides, so to say. So they never clash or interfere, where you have dark and daytime, night and day at the same time. So they never clash. So this is how it is in our existence. We're physical, we intermingle with the physical. Basically, we chemically react to the physical. In the unphysical, it mingles amongst itself, separated from us, but yet in the same space. If y'all can grasp, I'm not sure if y'all can or not, but basically when people use the drugs, it brings them into that aspect. So that's not the afterlife or the other side, but that's what y'all call it. Y'all don't understand death, so y'all kind of make up whatever sounds good to y'all, but I know, so y'all don't want to know when y'all die. Y'all truly don't want to know the full truth. So I just told y'all the truth with a little water on it, because y'all ain't built, but it's a deep thing. But when they smoked the drugs, they wasn't tapping into the other side, but they was just tapping into the other side of the duality of where we at now, the physical existence we in. They was just tapping into that unphysical aspect. So it's like the drugs it reacts with the spirit or the brain, the conscious in some sort of way. And you know, the brain, the eyes, your vision. This is all, y'all have to understand things. Your vision, it's connected to the brain. So the way you see has to do with the brain. Now, if you smoke drugs or something and it has your brain or the spirit within, and it chemically reacts with that, and it affects your vision the way you see things you normally wouldn't, then you have to say the drug did it. And if the drug did it, then why? And they understood this in the past, that the drugs was, you know how you tap into the spiritual or the unphysical aspect of the life. That's hand in hand with us, but we in our frequency and they're in theirs. Right in the same void, so to say. So it's a deep thing, but marijuana is not good. Using drugs is not good. None of the physical things that we do are good because we get carried away. So it's a deep thing, but the most important thing people need to understand is what you do here really don't matter. Because once you hear, this whole existence is about stealing life from one another to sustain self. And that's all spirits in hell care about. It's sustaining self, having whatever self wants, and justifying it. And it's a cold-blooded, deep thing. This is why y'all have so many theories. Now, I know a lot of people, y'all use words like theory, and I don't think y'all truly understand what that means. But like flat earth, that's a theory. No flat earth teacher left earth. So it's a theory. We can't correlate earth being flat with nothing here to say, okay, like certain things I break down, you don't have to leave earth. You don't have to see the solar system to know that the solar system is a living being. You're a living being. What do you think you live in? A glass jar? Life sustains life. If you put a seed in earth, living things grow. So you don't live in a flat, you don't live in a jar, you don't live in a soda can. You have to live in something that's alive. It reproduces living things. So y'all have to just grasp. But things I break down, you don't have to leave earth to grasp. As above, so below. But now when you're dealing with flat earth, as above, ain't nothing flat. You looking up, you like, oh, that looks circular. You know, this thing looks flat. So we can't really use as above, so below with the flat earth thing. So it leaves you like, okay, well, what do I correlate this with? And that's my point, nothing. It's just a theory. They don't like that earth is round, so they like, no, it's flat. Everything they say about the globe earthers, it applies to them. So they say, oh, globe earthers, NASA, they're lying. They said the earth is round, but they never left earth. Y'all didn't either. So what's the point? Everything they say about the earth, the globe earthers, to debunk them, it debunks them too. So it's the funniest thing in the world. It's like weird. But it's a theory. What is a theory? Made up stuff. All made up stuff's got truths in it. Ain't no such thing as made up nothing. To make up something, you gotta use stuff. You know, you gotta use real stuff to make up stuff. You dig what I mean? But you can't just make up thin air and be like, the earth is. You get my drift? You gotta use real stuff. Flat is a real thing, but I don't think it correlates with earth. That's foolish. That's dumb. Paper's flat. If the earth is flat, that means an atom is flat, a microcell is flat, a person, an organism is flat. The solar system is flat. Like, really think about how funny the flat earth thing is. Nigga said the earth is flat. Alright, well the earth is a part of the life. It is real. So the earth is made of atoms. Like all physical things are made of atoms. I'm laughing because I don't think y'all get it. How retarded flat earthers are. Everything is made of atoms. Atoms ain't flat. Earth is a physical thing. It's physical matter. So it's a deep thing. Earth is flat, even though it's physical matter. We know physical matter is made of atoms. Atoms ain't flat. So how the hell with anything in life that got atoms in it and it's a real thing, how would it be flat? That's why I said flat earthers, man, they like babies. You know, the conscience is still flat. It ain't expand out 360 degrees where there's space and you can move around and get busy. You know, they stuck. They like the conscious ain't really moving too much from flat. But as they get better in their intellect, man, their world and their understanding will revolve out. And they will understand that Earth being flat is the dumbest thing you can say. Y'all better off saying Earth is the shape of a six-pointed star. But to say that Earth is flat, we all gotta be flat. You can't say a box is flat, but the people in the box, they ain't flat. How they didn't get squashed by the flatness? How that works? The earth is flat. We're the organisms within the earth, but we're not flat. Yo, when y'all say things like, yo, I don't think he understands what we mean by flat, I don't think y'all understand what flat is. There's one flat. And if you're not talking about that, which is dumb, then you ain't talking about Earth being flat. You just keep saying that. Flat earthers will say Earth is flat, and then after that, ain't nothing they talking about got anything to do with anything flat. They like, yo, the Earth is flat. Antarctica, that always come next. Yo, the earth is flat. Nibiru, aliens, the Anunnaki is like, what are y'all talking about? Just stick with the geography of the universe. Because if you're talking about what earth looks like, well, you're talking about the geography of the universe. And we don't need to be talking about Antarctica and all this weird, like it's shit weird, man. Earth's flat. Why? Earth flat. You live in New York City, so you go get on the tunnel. You go like 20 to 50 feet underground. You like, there's some thick ass flat Earth, boy. If Earth flat, it's thick. It's thick flat. It's many levels in hell flattening. Earth is, hell is many flat levels. I guess it's many flat levels in hell. Where spirits say earth, spirits in hell say weird stuff. It's deep. Y'all know I tease y'all sometimes. I don't mean nothing by it. If you a flat earth, there ain't no thing, man. You shake that little dust off. Like I tell y'all, man, the brother Sanchez, he don't want to debate me because I swear when I speak it's irrefutable, but y'all act like it ain't. If Earth is flat, then atoms is flat. And you should be flat, and everything within Earth should be flat. And there's no going around that in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Brother say, man, how you know atoms ain't flat? Because atoms ain't even one thing. So how's it going to be flat? It's electrical charge. Man, y'all sick. It's a deep thing. But brothers will learn when they choose to, man. And everybody, I guess everybody will learn in their own due time. But I'm cold-blooded with this knowledge. I know a lot of people like, man, Silas wise, man, but he got a lot more growth. And I just listen. I be like, yeah, that's interesting. Like a young lady, Sarnetta went to see today. She got a live video on Sarnetta TV. Y'all should check it out. I like her. She cool. She was telling me I was wrong. I was laughing. I'm like, she don't understand. I'm wrong. Huh? And it be so cold-blooded deep because I know it look like I be going light. I could go hard body. But she was saying I was wrong because she was saying a lot of stuff. She was saying we all female in the womb as fetus, which is absurd. Because when you dealing with the sex, that's why I say y'all got to know science a little better. I be laughing because I'm like, man, I'm so far advanced. I be coming backwards just to do these little things with y'all. So it's a deep thing. I know y'all like to think like, no, like when I break down in the tarot and they in pairs and nines, I'm going backwards. I've been past that. I don't even deal with that stuff no more. We learning from the life. It's so much greater. But y'all don't grasp. But to the young lady that was on Sarnetta, she said that everybody's female in the womb when they're a fetus. And that's absurd. Because the sex has to do with chromosomes. We all know this. The egg cell has its 23 chromosomes. The sperm cell has its 23 chromosomes. And when they connect, you'll know in that instance what the sex is. We know the chromosomes coming together has to do with the sex. And this happens before a fetus. This happens when it's still in conception stages. So this is my point. We weren't all female in the womb. And it's a deep thing because I don't think she understands that just because the doctors don't have the equipment to tell if it's a boy or a girl before it's 3 or 4 months or 2 or 3 months, that doesn't mean that everybody was a female until that point. That just means they don't have the sufficient equipment to know if it's a boy or a girl yet. They don't have, well, it's a deep thing because a new scientist, not a new scientist, but a scientist just made a new creation. He made like an electron scope. I forgot what they're calling it, but now they can look at things smaller than an atom. They can look at the atom in 3D now. Because up until this time, they was looking at the atom in 2D. This is why, like, microcells, when y'all see them, it just look like little snakes and little things moving. Because it's in 2D. They don't really got the full perspective. But it's just enough for them to see, okay, that's moving around, that's living life. But now they got the 3D imaging of the atoms, microcells. So now they'll be able to see the actual being, like, oh, that looked like a man. So it's gonna be cold-blooded. Watch what happens. Y'all gonna see. Like, I've been right. I'm advanced, but being an immortal was a deep thing. Y'all don't grasp. It's funny to me, but y'all don't understand things. But it's simple. To the young lady, they just don't have the technology. It's a deep thing. You can find out the sex of your baby soon as you conceive, but a lot of y'all can't afford that. Sonograms cost money. When you go to the doctor to get the sex of your baby, most of y'all might be on Medicaid. I'm not sure, and I'm not throwing jabs. But if you like Medicaid or something like that, then they pay for your doctor's visits, so you don't really know. But a person that pays for their own doctor's visits, man, they know getting to know the sex of your baby ain't free. You gotta pay for that. And if you want to know sooner, and they gotta bust out the heavy duty equipment, that's kind of off limits to regular civilians, because they use this stuff when they sell research. They ain't got time to be using it so you can see what your baby gonna be early. You could wait and use the regular shit. So this is how that comes. But we're not all female in the womb. A male is what he is. You got to understand, sweetie, the body is developing, and the whole body doesn't develop at the same time. So if you think we're all female because the male doesn't get a penis until a certain time, well, it's because it didn't develop yet. So, at some point in time while in the womb, the baby only had one arm. You can't say all babies are deformed and handicapped, but 4 or 5. You can't say that. The arm just didn't grow yet. Everything got to come in when it come in. But if the penis didn't come in yet, you got to let it develop. But that don't mean it's a woman, because the penis didn't develop yet. It's a deep thing. To know what the sex is don't got to do with the physical body. You just deal with the chromosomes and you'll know what the sex gonna be. And this is before the body. You know what I mean. This is before it get to fetus stage. So it's a deep thing. Science is way farther than y'all understand in today's times. People don't follow science. So a lot of y'all don't even know that they have the 3D imaging. Y'all don't even know that you can view atoms and cells and things like this now in 3D imaging if you have enough money to buy this camera, so to say, that he made, or this electron scope. That's not the name of it, but in a nutshell, that's what it would be, like a microscope, an electron scope. It's a deep thing. You see them in 3D, and a lot of people don't stay current with the science and what scientists are indulging in. I do, because I want to know what they doing, because they be thinking they slick. They be telling the truth confusingly, so you don't understand simple things like they call them micro cells. Now, cell just means body, so they could say micro bodies, but they don't. They say micro cells. And they say you got a body. They don't say, oh, you a organism cell. They say, yo, you a organism body, or a body. And they call the micro cells instead of just calling them what they are. Living beings. But it's cold-blooded. I just want to let the young lady know that we not all females before the fetus. And science is important. A lot of people not on a level with science that I'm on. And this is why a lot of things that I say, y'all think y'all can dispute, but y'all can't. I'm cold-blooded with this. Also, she was saying something about the sperm ain't the spirit. I'm not sure what she was trying to say, but everything she was explaining, it was like the physical aspect. I think she was getting confused in woman and man. A lot of people get lost in that. They don't understand the life and what we are as beings is spirits, lights. They don't have nothing to do with no physical. Y'all getting lost into the after effects. It's like the weirdest thing. It's like visiting the house and then you getting confused. Like, no, I was in the house first and I was here in the house first and the house ain't none of y'all. Y'all leaving it. It's deep. We all spirits. This don't have nothing to do with male and female. It's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. Just spirits, lights. When they get their bodies, then this will determine male or female. When the chromosomes match up, It's all chemistry, baby. One thing coming into contact with another and the way it reacts, and it's already coded to be what it's going to be when it comes into that physical state, meaning contact with the egg cell. So it's a deep thing. In 20, 30 years from now, people will know what they're having. When they find out they're pregnant, they'll know what they're having. It's that simple. But it's a deep thing y'all got to grasp. She just got to get a little more sharper on her knowledge. I mean, on her science. But she got good intellect. I don't want to discredit her in any way. I want to encourage the women to teach. Because that's what I believe. The women are supposed to teach. And the men are supposed to enforce those words in that law that a woman speaks. But a woman has to be one with the life. In the way that I am, where they grasp. Therefore, they ain't misleading people, becoming feminists. Everybody is racist in a sense. When I say racist, I don't mean black and white, but some people are feminists or masculinists, whatever you would call it. And everybody's there something. If you're not lost in being racist, then you lost in men over women, or women over men, or you're lost in being racist against food and the vegan verse. It's just, y'all get lost in nothing. So I don't understand. Y'all all know the physical ain't permanent. So why do y'all put so much concern into the things y'all talk about? A lot of the things I break down, y'all be lost on it because y'all be forgetting the spiritual side, or the spiritual conscious aspect of life. So y'all be trying to discredit what I say, forgetting that I ain't talking about this physical. So she kind of got lost into the physical and how the womb brings forth. Like she was saying stuff like the sperm cell gets the egg, but it's the womb that, and she don't understand the yoni energy, and that's mama nut. And that energy that's bringing forth the baby and developing it, that's Nephthys. But this is what I mean. You gotta know a lot of things. See, I can explain it through chemistry. I can explain it through science. Or just plain life. Doesn't matter. And this is my point. We need an abundance of knowledge to pull from. If you want to challenge the life, because you got to make cold-blooded sense. You say some stuff like that. And you have to grasp. The woman has nothing to do with what's happening in her womb. When we reproduce, we have no control over that. That's why it's called reproducing or procreating. Because you don't hold the essence of creation. You're not truly creating anything. You're just made in that way where you can make copies and recreate. But the essence of what creates, you don't have that. So when the baby's manifesting in the womb, the woman is not controlling that. She ain't got no control. It's going to develop. And it's the yoni energy. And the Kemetic people, they would have called it Nephthys. It's deep. It's simple, but it's just the womb, the energy of the womb. The yoni is not the vagina, but it's the energy in the womb. It's not the womb or the vagina, but it's the energy within the womb. But it's a deep thing, man. There's nothing I tell y'all that's wrong. It's just a matter of how much do you know to grasp what I'm saying. Because some things I say, they're truly deep. But being as though I simplify everything just so y'all can grasp, y'all kind of lose sense of that. Then y'all have weird questions y'all pop up with. And then I answer them easy, and y'all still don't grasp. I answer y'all questions easy because y'all questions are simple. And y'all questions are simple because I made a deep thing simple. So you could grasp, not so you could ask me simple-minded questions. I made it simple so that you can grasp it, receive it, and build up and understand to the depth that I grasp it. So I can explain everything I break down, complex, using scientific terms, but I know y'all don't grasp science. So what's the sense of playing with people's minds like that? Like when I debate brothers, I could bring up stuff I know people don't know. Hey, you ever read the Bhagavad Veda Puranas, and you know about Naraka and Samsara? But I know most people don't indulge in it. It's a deep thing. It's just like in Chinese. They got hell too. I think it's called Diya, something like that. But if you look up Chinese and hell in Chinese, it's gonna be, if not what I said, something close. And I indulge in everything. So the knowledge is abundance. Now you can forget all the texts. I don't need none of them. I learn directly from the life. That's why I understand the text. It ain't the other way around. I don't read the text and say I understand life. It don't work like that. You got to understand life and know a thing on your own already, so that when you read a thing, you grasp. And it's a deep thing. But the young lady, just keep building. That's why I encourage the young people that's like 30 and under, because she's 24. I'm 35. That's 11-year difference. I've been through a lot of things. It's a lot of experience. That experience is knowledge. I've gotten to the point where I understand the energies and how the experience is nothing more than energies, and I can harvest that also and manifest it into knowledge. Most people go through the experience, and the experience affects the spirit, because like I said, the experience is energy also, and it attacks a person's spirit because they have no control and understanding of what is energy, like words. But I have a deep understanding of many things that y'all do not truly grasp. So it's a deep thing you have to understand. But almost lost my train of thought. But everything boils down to energies. The experience, that's what I was saying. The experience is where the knowledge is. And it's all energy. And you got to understand how to manifest that experience into knowledge for self. And it's a deep thing. You got to have control of your energies within, which is your emotions. Emotions are energies also. I did a video breaking this down in depth. Cold-blooded. Broke down how love is the gluon ascended up into our level of life. So we look at love as just an emotion or a word, but it's a deep thing in the life. Love is what holds things together. This is what holds two people together, even when they sick and tired of each other. But it's a deep thing. But you got to understand the emotions, their energies also. Now, like I said, everything is chemistry. And when it connects with one another, it has its reactions. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Your emotions are the emotional state that you're in. This is energy. Now, the experience you're going through, that's energy also. And it's colliding with your emotional energy. And it's chemically reacting and being as though you have no control. It's a deep thing that happens when people experience things. They don't get the lessons and the knowledge and the wisdom. Because wisdom comes after knowledge. Knowledge is the experience and the understandings. And the wisdom is knowing what to do with the knowledge and truly understanding cause and effect, action, reaction, things like this. How they correlate. And how it's truly a deep thing. But I will tell anyone this. If you want to debate me, truly make sure you are like really deep, because I make things simple. Whatever level you on, I make it so you can grasp that you're losing. If you choose to want to debate. If you want to just have a discussion, like me and Sarnetta was doing, then that's different. I still make it simple so that you can grasp I'm right, but if you want to debate me or challenge me and be like, oh, you was wrong, you got to know what comes with that. I'm going to unload a whole bunch of knowledge upon you. And most people can't last. You seen what happened to Sanjetti. He got mad. He's about to catch an emotional fit. I couldn't get mad back because I had to keep him there. Get mad back, next thing you know, it's over. And then I don't get to show that I'm the smartest mother effer on the planet. So it's a deep thing. Forget that part. Because I know more people watching me now, so I can't joke and play like I used to. People truly get lost and they really believe, like, oh, his ego is out of... That's just my thing I say. To aggravate people. Because everybody want to be so wise. And they don't even give themselves a chance to be wise. And then they want to challenge me. Oh, you don't know what you do. And I'm in my mind like, yo, you wouldn't even last 5 seconds. Like the young lady, she wouldn't even have lasted 2 seconds. Soon as she would have said, man, we all females, and I would have got her. It would have been over. Because once I would have said chromosomes got to do with the sex, right? She would have had to say, yeah. And we know that's before the fetus. So, you're just confusing the equipment that they have for reality. So she thinks because they only tell us in 3-4 months what the baby is, that means it takes that long to know what the baby's going to be. And it's all female until that point. And that's the weirdest thing I ever heard in my life. But a lot of brothers are teaching weird stuff like this. And this is where all this confusion is coming from. This whole black woman is God thing truly messed a lot of people's minds up. Because a lot of things were made up to make this black woman God thing sound right. And a lot of brothers are speaking chromosomes, and they don't truly understand science, so they wasn't making no sense. And this is why y'all think chromosomes is alphabets and X and Y's, and y'all don't understand. What makes a man, why that chromosome looks deformed, is because a man does not have as much genetic makeup as a woman. He doesn't have a vagina, womb, eggs develop. He don't have all of that. He don't got breasts and all this extra stuff where he need a full chromosome. And y'all gotta understand. It's a deep thing, man. But it's your main man, Solace. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wind down. Do me a little meditation before I go to bed. Grasp, my meditation is not the same as y'all meditate. Nothing I do is the same as what y'all say, and I'm not saying this to make myself different from y'all. I'm saying this so that y'all can grasp. Y'all can do more than y'all do. Y'all can understand more than y'all understand, but y'all want to compete. And it's like stupid to me. I really grasp. Y'all know y'all really don't grasp in totality. So why cheat yourself and be like, I want to debate this brother? For what? You know goddamn well I grasp on a whole nother level. So why cheat yourself? Treat yourself. I'm giving y'all this information. Use it to grasp what you already know better. Don't be a fool of self. Life ain't a competition. It's about you grasping. That's all that matters. I don't care if you grasp the last day of your life. And the next man, he grasped the first day of his life. Life don't care. Just grasp, nigga, grasp. You got all this time, whatever. Grasp before you die. So it's a simple thing. And a lot of y'all be lost in competition. And you never get to grasp nothing. And it's a deep thing. But it's your main man, Solace, the groovy wise one. Call it a wrap for the night. Man, y'all be good. And y'all grasp. When you hear me speak, grasp what you hearing. Because it's divine. It's so divine. It's a deep thing.